Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Wherever you're tuning in from around the globe, peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Welcome to the $1 Tickers broadcast. I'm your host, Matt Riches. Today is April 6, 2026. I'm running 2 shows every day. We did the pre-market briefing earlier, and now we are live for the market open to break down price action, momentum, and execution, and see if our levels hit that I gave during the pre-market show. So make sure you tap into both shows. Remember, I watch the market, give the breaking news, and find the levels so you don't have to. We are at 19 on the Fear and Greed Index, and that is extreme fear. Let's get into the mantra. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be happy. I deserve the wealth that I'm building for me and my family. Riches and freedom, they come to our hands. I am the master of all I command. My earnings are limitless. My learning is too. The more I discover, the more I can do. The stock market is a machine of design, and I have the power to make that wealth mine. I am capable, I am skilled, I am bold. Blessings on the journey as the vision unfolds. All right, let's get into Robert Greene's daily law and how it fits in with the investing. Seem dumber than your mark. Daily law. Always make people believe they are smarter and more sophisticated than you are. They will keep you around because you make them feel better about themselves. True wisdom consists in appearing not to know, using stupidity as a perfect disguise for your ambitions. By downplaying your intelligence and sophistication, you lower the guard of those above you, appearing harmless and subservient. This air of naivete creates opportunities to move through the hierarchy and strike when no one suspects you of harboring dangerous goals. In long-term investing, you must often play the fool by ignoring the sophisticated complexity of the crowd and sticking to the complex structural strength of the $1 trillion tickers. While smart investors are over-leveraging into complex war hedges, you remain naive in your commitment to your family legacy mantra and your precision technical levels. The market, in its vanity, will believe your simple dollar cost averaging is unsophisticated, right up to the point your wealth is assured for a lifetime. Fulfilling your life's task means letting the expert shine brilliantly while you quietly accumulate value during extreme fear. By the time the master realizes your ambition, your position is unassailable. All right, let's get ready, y'all. Market open, market open, market open. The market is open April 6, 2026. Let's get into it, y'all. 6:30 a.m. All right, SPY is up fractionally at 656.66 cents. We just got a strong buy alert on AMD on the daily. All right, QQQ is up almost 0.5% at 587. The VIX is at 2512. NVIDIA is down fractionally at 177.18. Apple is up 0.25% at 256.55. Google is up fractionally at 296.03. Tesla is up almost 1% at 364.19. Microsoft is barely under break even at 373.28. Amazon is up 0.25% at 210.23. TSM is up 0.5% almost at 340.14. Meta is up almost 1% at 579.54. AVGO is barely over break even at 314.99. And brk.b is barely under break even at 476.99. All right. Oh, looks like I haven't clicked on this screen in a while, so I will need to adjust my 8-chart display. Give me a second, good people. So this 8-chart display, this is from TradingView. I have these 10-minute charts here. So top left-hand corner is going to be NVIDIA. To the right, we have Apple, Google, and Microsoft. Underneath NVIDIA, we have Amazon. Then to the right of that, we have TSM, AVGO, and Meta Platforms. Excuse me while I make these adjustments. Whenever I do an update, it always does that. All right, let's read some news while we have that chart display on the screen. You know what we like to do. All right. This is from Wall Street Journal Markets. Tokenized stocks are allowed in many international markets, and the U.S. isn't far behind. And I think Robinhood is going to lead that charge in America. All right, next we got Wallow. We got some motivation. Dedication is showing up for yourself, even on the days when you feel invisible, especially on those days. Next, this is from Unusual Wells. 20% of workers say they use AI nearly every day, while 30% uses it multiple times a week, and 15% of workers have never used it. I personally use AI every single day, and I love it. It's only going to get better, faster, and smarter. All right, this is Mansa Musa on the screen, the richest man in the history of the world. But we'll have to get back to him later because the show just started. I think we'll give you some more information on him tomorrow. All right, Trump fired Pam Bondi. Y'all remember Pam Bondi? Pam Bondi's Dow Jones? All right. Next, California mandates watermarking of AI-generated images and videos in a landmark order. That's interesting. So I think that's good, though, because AI is getting so good that if you can't tell what's real and what's fake, that's not good. So if this passes and we have to know if it's AI or not, I think that's going to be very helpful. I don't know when it's supposed to start, but Newsom is trying to pass it. All right, next. Got a quick clip from Trump, y'all. 25 seconds.
Today I'm also announcing a dramatic update to the
Where's my volume?
Fuel standards for 2026 and 2027. A big problem. What they've done to you is, and the country, what they've done to the country.
Oh, this volume is messed up on this clip. So you're gonna have to skip it. He was just talking about the environmentalists are terrorists. I call them hold on. Trump said oh man, I can't even talk. The environmentalists are terrorists. I call them environmental terrorists. All right, next. This is from Yahoo Finance. SpaceX is reportedly going to receive a $5 billion investment into its IPO from Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund. $5 billion, y'all. Shout out Saudi Arabia. All right, next. Oh, this is a very important quote. This is from Warren Buffett. He said, "It's far better to buy a wonderful company at a fair price than a fair company at a wonderful price." Ooh, that's deep. That's deep right there, y'all. That's good game. That's good game from Warren Buffett. Got some more motivation for Wallow. He said, refusing to quit. Refusing to quit is a decision you make daily, not once. Shout out Wallow. All right. Let's check out the Fear and Greed Index. Let's see if that's moved since the market opened. It was at 19 in the pre-market. Still at 19. Okay, let me run these numbers actually on the market caps of the $1 trillion tickers. I didn't do that today. Here we go. NVIDIA, the most valuable company in the world, 4.27 trillion market cap. Followed by Apple, 3.77 trillion. Google, 3.56 trillion. Microsoft, 2.75 trillion. Can you believe Microsoft is 2.7 trillion? Man, talk about falling off. But we still believe in it though. Next, Amazon, 2.25 trillion. TSM, 1.76 trillion. AVGO, 1.47 trillion. Meta, 1.46 trillion. Tesla, 1.37 trillion. brk.b, 1.03 trillion. And guess who's back? Guess who's Bizak? Walmart, $1 trillion, y'all. Shout out Walmart. Welcome back to the club. All right, let's check out the Fear and Greed Index. See what we got. See a lot of red in healthcare. I see a mix of red and green here in technology. I see a lot of red in consumer staples. Yeah, it's really a mix today, but I see mostly red up here. All right, let's check out the sectors. See where money's moving to. All right, XLE, our energy sector, is up over 0.25% at 59.45. Technology is up 0.25% at 136.39. Looks like this gap filled, so we can go ahead and delete this gap off the chart. Oh, looks like we had a gap fill last Thursday, so we can delete that gap off the chart as well. All right, financials is up over 0.5% at 49.84. Consumer discretionary is up over 0.25% at 108.55. Communications is up 0.25% at 111.97. Healthcare is down almost 0.5% at 146.16. Consumer staples is down barely under break even at 81.86. Utilities is barely under break even at 46.32. Industrials, looks like industrials filled this gap, so we can go ahead and delete that. That was from Thursday. Materials is down almost 0.5% at 50.19, and the real estate sector is barely over break even at 41.63. Let me run some of these other numbers we like to run on the show. Okay, SPX is up over 0.25% at 6,581. The NAS 100 is up over 0.5% at 24,103. The Dow Jones, no longer Pam Bondi's Dow Jones because Trump fired her, is at 46,467. The Dow Jones ETF is at barely under break even at 464.86. The VIX is at 25.06. The 10-year Treasury note is at 4.34. Gold is barely under break even at 4,675. The Gold Mini Trust is at 92.52, barely over break even. The Silver Trust looks like it filled this gap, so we can delete that. It's barely over break even at 65.83. The Copper Miners ETF looks like it filled the gap, so we can delete that. It's up over 0.25% at 77.10. AMD is up almost 3%. 222.89. Bitcoin is at 69,313. IBIT is at 39.30. It's up over almost 3.5%. Ethereum is up over 1.5% at 2,143. BMNR is up almost 5% at 2039. Palantir is up 1% at 150. And Robinhood is it's up over 0.25% at 69.16. All right. Let me read some more news. Oh, I thought this was interesting. So, OpenAI, they said this. We want to create a public wealth fund that provides every citizen, including those invested in financial markets, with a stake in AI-driven economic growth, while tax reforms help ensure governments can continue to fund essential programs. A public wealth fund is designed to ensure that people directly share in the upside of that growth. Policymakers and AI companies should work together to determine how to best seed the fund, which could invest in diversified long-term assets that capture growth in both AI companies and the broader set of firms adopting and deploying AI. Returns from the fund could be distributed directly to citizens, allowing more people to participate directly in the upside of AI-driven growth, regardless of their starting wealth or access to capital. And then they also said, so I really like that. I think that's a great idea that the American people, since if America will lead the charge in the AI revolution, then at least the regular citizens can benefit from it, even if they're not invested in those companies or in the financial markets. But they definitely should be investing in the financial markets if they do want to ever retire. All right, and then they said one more thing that they have is to accelerate grid expansion, establish new public-private partnership models to finance and accelerate the expansion of energy infrastructure required to power AI. Use these models to address financing constraints, permitting delays, and the setting risks that have high voltage interstate and interregional transmission, and to deliver infrastructure at speed and scale, limit taxpayer risk, and share the upside with the public. There's a little bit more to it, but I'm not going to read all that. You get the point. He's trying to share the cost for all these data centers and stuff like that. All right, let's check out. Let's see if any of our price levels have hit. Okay, so SPY opened up here at 655.86. It came down to the pre-market low, bounced, and then hit our level at 656.86, and then almost hit our next level at 658.20. It was about 30 cents away from that. All right, next we had QQQ opened up here at 586.18. Came down and bounced on our level at 586.05, then hit our level at 587.70, and it looks like it's headed toward the pre-market high. NVIDIA opened up here at 177.12. It came down exactly to our level at 175.75 and bounced. So that was a perfect call. Shout out to my level. Not only did it hit that level perfectly, when it came up, it hit 177.80 perfectly to the penny. That's 2 levels perfect to the penny. Shout out to me. All right, next we got Apple. Apple opened up here at 256.50, and Apple is looking very strong right now. It's breaking through these levels. 257, 258, and it's headed toward 259, y'all. Apple hitting them levels to the upside. Next, we had Google open up here at 295.89. And then it came up and hit our 1 hour level at 298.05. Hit our next level at 298.50. And it may be headed toward the pre-market high. All right, next we had Tesla. Tesla opened up here at 362.48, which was the pre-market low. It came up and hit the pre-market high and then sold off. It almost hit our level that we had right above the pre-market high, but it sold off when it hit the pre-market high. All right, next, Microsoft. Microsoft opened up here at 373.46. It hit our level at 372.70, 370.75, and came within 10 cents of hitting our next level at 369.40. Amazon opened up here at 209.78, hit our level at 210.10, broke through the pre-market high, and hit our level at 212.21. All right, next we have TSM, opened up here at 339.74, came up and hit our weekly level here at 342.40. Next we have Meta, opened up here at the pre-market low of 577.60, came up and hit our daily level here at 582, then rejected. AVGO opened up here at 314.92, took some downside momentum, broke through our daily level at 313.80 and came exactly to the penny to our next daily level to the downside, which was 310.50. And then it bought up right back to our level at 313.80 and then right back down to our level at 310.50. Ooh, they hitting. These levels is hitting. Let's go. All right, brk.b. brk.b opened up here at 475.67, and it came within 40 cents of our daily level to the upside. All right, that's what we got, folks. I like how them levels was hitting today, especially to the penny, multiple tickers. So shout out to me for that. That's fire. All right, appreciate y'all for tuning in. It's going to be a short show today because I got to go to work early. But we'll see y'all tomorrow in the pre-market. Hope you made some money off them trades. If not, I hope you recognize my levels is hitting. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom.